So the sun is well and truly going down now, over there towards Garmisch, and I am on a 5 Cs overnighter. So basically I have what I would normally carry for walking, plus an extra jumper, a clean canteen, and a reusable space blanket. So we're going to find ourselves a nice place. I have to be super careful because it's been very, very dry out here, so that's why I'm on the sort of rocky part of the mountain here, and find a nice place, get cushy, and see what we make of it. The idea is not to suffer, and yeah, let's see how we get on. Oh, it's nice though. Pretty. So off into the woods here, and having a look for a spot that I actually scouted earlier this week, and see if I can find it again, because it was pretty neat. Had water, a good place to be, plenty of protection for the fire, and so on. It just had a homely feel to it, and I like places with a homely feel, so that's where I'm headed. See what we have left of the light when I get there. Probably not a lot. That's okay. Don't need a lot of light. Look at this lush ground in here. Super nice. So we're getting into the correct area here. I can hear the water running where I want to be. So, down there, it's a little close to the path, so I'm going to have to think a bit about exactly where to locate, probably over the brow of that thing over there, so I don't evoke anyone's ire, because that's not the idea. But this is a super nice little spot, and I am going to go down and have a look at it. Yeah, good to be in the forest in the dusk. And here we have both the greatest resource and the greatest worry, which is all this leaf stuff. Super nice for making a good place to sleep, but also super flammable. So I'm going to be very careful around that. Very careful indeed. So my droogies, my friendly dudes and dudettes, and especially Gary Doyle and the Irish contingent, who are all about to breeding. The snow that was here earlier in the week is no longer present, and that makes me pretty concerned about burning the mountainside down, which of course is not a good idea. So I'm going to sit here for a couple of hours anyway, just because it's nice to sit in the forest of an evening. But probably I will save this for another day. I would just be so tense that every little spark that my fire would produce would just instantly burn the whole mountainside down. I don't think it would be very awesome at all. And I could, of course, go into one of the little grit quarries that are all over the place, but not exactly romantic. So we will see, but I think probably preservation of my sanity and the mountainside will prevail, and we will do this another day. We will see, but I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah. And anyway, it's beautiful out here now, so let's go and listen to the forest at dusk. So, as ever, the stop and think method bears fruit. Of course, I have got another location that I can go to, which I absolutely know is fire safe, because I've been there quite a lot before, and I am unable to burn down the mountain from there, because it's surrounded by tall rocks, and also there's nothing like the kind of leaf duff litter there. So I'm going to take a walk along there and go and do the overnighter down there instead. See, sometimes you just have to sit down, stop, think, breathe a bit, and then figure out what you're going to do. So, a nice little dusk walk through here, and we will be in a whole different situation. Yeah, look at this astounding moon that I have been rewarded with. So walking down now towards my other location on the main track down here, suddenly this incredible moon, and the sky is cleared. So, of course, being an adventurer, or in my case an adventuress, is not about being reckless and being a risk taker. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's because we are conservative, because we are considered and do things in a deliberate way and think about the consequences and plan things in advance and have a plan B and C and D and have thought all these things through carefully. It's because of that we're able to go and put ourselves in situations that really would be untenable for other people. But for us, because we approach them in such a conservative manner, we make it possible to move through them with, some kind of enduring grace, if at all possible, and we do get rewarded for it. So, got me a nice little fire going on now. I came down to this area that you've probably seen me at before, but certainly there's no danger here of burning the hillside down, so I'll be a lot more relaxed. Pretty soon I'll heat up this nice clean canteen, 2 liters. And that's actually part of the trick with this staying warm business, is that you just basically heat one of those up, get it nice and hot, and then what I do is I just put it between my layers, usually between my outer wool and my inner wool layer, and that gives you good 3 hours of really, really good body heat, 2 to 3 hours, maybe a bit more. So by the time that's cooling down, it's time to stoke the fire up anyway. And if you get maybe 2 times 3 hours of sleep, or even 3 hours times 3, that's 9 hours, but 2 times 3 hours is 6, is plenty. And then for the bed here, I don't know how well you can see this. Nope, I'm going to just light this. Woohoo, the power of the cell phone light. So for the bed here, it's basically kind of a trapper bed. So I've got lots of layers of twigs here. I've got a few logs and many, many layers of twigs, tiny twigs. And then the reusable space blanket, I've basically got it stretched around like a stretcher. And it's perfectly comfortable. So that is me very happy for tonight. I have a big reflector behind me, so I'm perfectly alright. Perfect with that. So I decided, I had a little, I'll just shine from over here because that's kind of quite bright. How about that? Yeah. So I had a little trial sleep, which is something I often do, and decided that it was too hard. So quickly fixed that, basically went and found some sort of reeds, and now I have an absolutely packed, deep, comfy reed bed, which, that's just going to be wonderful. My main problem is now just not to roll off it, so I'll just sort of distribute it a little bit into a hollow, because it's just super cozy. Like I told you boys, no need to suffer. You could actually insulate yourself in this completely if you got about 3 times as much again, and then just wrapped yourself in that, and then in the reusable space blanket here. Marvelous thing. So yes, got me a fire, nice and good, something nice to drink, hot water. So here's a tip for keeping your core temperature up. which is basically the big 2-liter bottle, hot water. Make sure that the bottle is not so hot that it obviously melts your pants or whatever. But so you have to really be able to touch it with your bare hands here. And then just pop that on your femoral arteries. Right there. Between your legs. And enjoy increased core heat. You can also put it between your various layers of your wool or of your clothing, but I like to put it right there. That's the deal. That's fire. I've reorganized the bed a little bit so that I have a bit of a top cover. Now I'm going to do a second little sleep. And now we're talking. So I've had about 2 nice little bursts of sleep so far, maybe 90 minutes or so each. And then I woke up a little bit, noticing that the fire was getting a bit cool. So I fixed it. And now the fire is nice and warm. And I've reorganized this this bed here. Don't think you can see it now. So yeah, reorganized the bed a bit so that I have a reflector backrest. Actually I was thinking about using it for sleeping, but actually it's really nice for sitting as well because it keeps the cool off my back and it reflects all this heat from the fire really quite nicely. So I'm pretty pleased about that. Maybe I can light it up some way and let you see it. And then of course I've got my bottle heating up again for part 2. Yeah, I don't think there is any suffering happening right here at all. That is just about perfect. So morning, it's about 7:15 now, and I'm about to get up and leave here. So this is what it all looks like. So basically this is what I had as a bed. It was super comfortable, and I had this part of the reusable space blanket over here so that I moved it off of here, and then I had this over me also to catch some of the fire heat. So that was perfectly fine, and now I'm going to tidy things up and go. So yeah, the trapped bed is made up of many layers of twigs here, and I've trapped them between several layers of logs just to get you off the ground and to make some nice air in between, and then this big pile of reeds or reed-like plants here for comfort. So there you have it. Actually not too bad at all. And that is that for now. So I'm off back to the house to get some bacon and make some coffee. I actually didn't make the coffee this morning because I started to hear the tractors running, so I just kind of needed to get packed and get out of here. So that, my dear friends, is how you do that. Just with that. No cordage required, and actually no coffee either. So, frosty out this morning. It was definitely quite cold last night. Yeah, so that was pretty neat actually. Definitely had better night's sleep, but I've had much worse ones, and some of them in my own bed. So yeah, just the things on your pack here. the reusable space blanket, and of course the secret weapon, the big clean canteen. Of course it's you can use the smaller one as well, the 1 litre one, and in some ways it's actually better because this is quite large and it eventually does, your kind of thighs get a bit annoyed with it, because I tend to lay it here on my femoral arteries, and it has a massive and direct impact on your core body temperature. Like I say, you could do it with the smaller one, but of course then your heat lasts less long. So yeah, actually awesome, and off for some coffee and bacon now, and see what the day brings, really. My boots were great. These are actually snake boots. They are Redhead brand snake boots that come up to here, and you think, well, why are you wearing snake boots in Europe? Well, predominantly because they keep my feet really warm and dry, and they protect against sort of impalements from slipping on forestry slash and getting the branch stuffed up here into your leg. And it's a bit of an underestimated danger. It does happen in the autumn quite a bit. It often happens to loggers, which is part of the reason they wear big strong welly boots. I mean, they're not axe proof or anything, but they're very warm, very dry, pretty good for walking longer distances, mainly made for hunting. So happy with those, and yeah, what a nice morning. Full moon out last night. Somebody wrote yesterday, ooh, don't go out on the moors in full moon. Well, that's because people like me are out here, probably. And another big shout out to Gary Doyle and the Irish contingent. Thank you for your encouragement, dudes, and hope to see you along here sometime, preferably in the winter. It's really nice here in the winter. Lots of ways of being comfortable. No need to suffer at all. So, see you later. Bacon and coffee for me.